So in the last couple of weeks, New Balance has dropped a lot of these 1906 releases, and I already dropped some reviews for a couple of them. And in today's video, we're gonna have a look at another one which will have this gradient design, which for sure is looking quite nice. Hello guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It really help out the channel. In today's video guys, as I said earlier, we're gonna have a look at the latest color combination available for a pair of New Balance 1906. So let's go ahead and start with the box guys, which as you can see will come in one of the regular ones in this dark gray colorway, which will have this New Balance logo and the New Balance lettering just underneath it. So this is something usual. So let's just go ahead and take them out guys. So in today's video, we're gonna have a look at one of these latest releases coming for the New Balance 1906 in the gray colorway. So as I said earlier guys, in the last couple of weeks we had a few color combinations being dropped for this range with different designs, different materials, and today's pair each called just gray, which will have this gradient pattern going from the front to the back, which for sure is looking quite nice. Unfortunately for this specific release, all the materials are synthetic. It's not gonna be a big difference comparing with others which will have also better materials, but for sure I would prefer that for the little price of 140 pounds here or around 155 US dollars to receive some better materials. This time we are not getting, but for me it's not a deal breaker. This one still looks quite nice, still quite comfortable, and it's bringing roughly your normal design for this range. Of course, as this one will have your normal absorb material for this midsole, it's still quite comfortable, and having a lot of mesh, for sure this one is quite a breathable pair. For sure I like this one a bit more before placing the order, but having it in hand I need to admit that it's not looking as good as the online pictures, but in the end it's not that bad either. So let's go ahead and also do a small breakdown of this one guys. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have a mix of few materials. As a base layer we're gonna have this mesh in this gray color, which as I said earlier will have this gradient coloring. So starting at the front of the shoe, this one will come in a light gray, and going to the back it will turn in a very dark one. So on top of this mesh material, which will be the base layer, we're gonna have a few other overlays. One of it will be this synthetic nubuck, which will be present here at the front of the tobo section, which will also have a lot of these holes, which underneath will reveal this 3M reflective material. Then the same material will also be present on top of the tobo section, where again we'll have some reflective material, and on each side of the tobo section we're also gonna have some ripstop material, which is like a plasticky one, which will also be present here in the midfoot as well, which again will have some synthetic nubuck, which on top will have this silver reflective material. So these ones will be actually available for most of this paneling. As usual in the midfoot we're also gonna have this N lock system, which will make part of this N logo, which will actually take us now to the lacing system, which will be your usual coming for this range. So you're gonna have some punch out holes. We're also gonna have this N lock system in the midfoot. So this one will actually keep in place these gray laces with this funny design in my opinion. In case you don't like these ones, in the actual box you're gonna have second pair of laces in this off-white color with these gray accents on top. So underneath these laces we're gonna have a very well padded tongue, which will have this gradient coloring. Most definitely this one feels actually quite nice. And towards the top this one will have again some synthetic no-back, which on top will have written running and the NB lettering. So finishing here at the back, guys, we're gonna have your usual TPU heel counter support, which will come in this dark gray colorway, which will reveal this dark gray mesh underneath. On top we're also gonna have the NB logo as well, and also just above it we're gonna have some more reflective material. Going now inside of the shoe, guys, for this one we're gonna have this gray lining, which underneath will have a decent amount of padding, which for sure will keep your foot quite good in place. And also at the bottom we're gonna have this ortholite foam insole, which looks and feels quite nice underfoot. And this one, to be honest, I haven't seen it before, will have a very nice honeycomb design on top. And here at the heel section we're also gonna have your usual NB logo as well. So now, guys, we can go to this Absorb midsole in these two tones of gray, which again will have your standard pattern, nothing changed here. As usual, here at the heel section we're also gonna have some absorbing pods, which will take the impact a bit better. Most definitely this is something usual coming for this range, and if I'm not mistaken, this midsole is shared on other two releases coming from New Balance. So now, guys, we can finish with this rubber outsole, which is called an Endurance one. So this one will come in this off-white and gray colorway. Again, the design is the usual one coming for this range, which will include some exposed foam here at the front. We're also gonna have your usual stability web clip here in the midfoot to give it a bit of rigidity. And as usual, here at the heel section we're gonna have this New Balance lettering. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for this range I'm always going with my true to size, and for me, as I have skinny feet, this one fits me just fine, and it's gonna be roughly the same for people with normal feet. But just in case you have wide feet, guys, most definitely I would suggest you to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this front part of the shoe, which is a bit pointy, is not gonna be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this latest color combination available for this New Balance 1906, which for today we had it in this gradient gray colorway, in my opinion is looking quite nice, but as I said earlier, at least for me personally, online it looked a bit better. Having it in hand and also on feet, it feels that this one is not as nice. Nevertheless, this one will have roughly your normal materials, which will include a very breathable mesh with the synthetic overlays on top, and your usual midsole, which is actually quite comfortable. So overall, I would say that for 140 pounds we are getting your usual release, nothing special here. Every now and then, as you might know, we are receiving some slightly better materials for few of the overlays, but that will be reflected in the actual price. But this one I think is the cheapest one, which is like a general release. Of course, if you want to go for something a bit more premium, you can always go to secondary market and try to get those protection pack, which are looking quite nice and are bringing quite premium materials. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this latest color combination available for this New Balance 1906, which for today we had it in this gradient gray colorway. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!